Today is Wednesday, Parashat Terumah. Parashat this week tells us about the building of the Mishkan in the desert. And the first thing that they're given to construct is the ark where the tablets of the Torah were kept. The Pasuk says, Ve'asu Aron Atze Shittim. They'll make an Aron, an ark, Atze Shittim of acacia wood, Amatayim V'chetzi Orko, 2.5 amot in length, Ve'amah V'chetzi Rochbo, and 1 amah and a half Rochbo its width, Ve'amah V'chetzi Komato, and 1 amah and a half its height. So in reading this pasuk, it says Ve'asu, they will make in plural an Aron Atze Shittim, an ark for the tablets of the Torah. When the rest of the items that are considered, that are instructed to Moshe to make, are all said in singular. It says Ve'asita Shulchan, Ve'asita Menorat Zahav. You will make in singular, but here when making the ark, it says Ve'asu Aron Atze Shittim. And this indicates that the Torah is something that belongs to all of Am Yisrael. Every single person has a share in the Torah, and every single person has actually a certain chidushim and understanding of the Torah that only him can bring in, and nobody else can do it for him. Therefore, it's like a puzzle. We need all of Am Yisrael, everyone, to be involved in this making of the ark, the Asu, together, because the Torah really is to be learned and to be understood and to be kept by all of Am Yisrael. Then the measures of the Aron are given in halves. 2.5 in length, 1.5 in width, 1.5 in height. Couldn't it be said, in full measures? Why does it half? And our sages explain the half measures of the Aron are indicative of the fact that no matter how much Torah you learn, you don't know all of it. You never complete, you never graduate from learning the Torah and saying, that's it, I'm done. There is always more to learn. It's always as if you were half. And you have more and more and more to learn. And actually, the more you learn, the more you discover so much more there is to learn. And then also, the idea of halves indicates a certain aspect of humility that is necessary in learning Torah. The worst thing that can happen is for a person to think that he knows it all and that he's not going to learn because he knows it all. But the more you're humble, the more you are modest and humble, then the more you are able to assimilate and to understand and to gain knowledge and to have a desire to learn more. And that's why also we see that Moshe Rabbeinu, who brought us the Torah, is described amongst all his qualities, that he had many qualities. The one quality that is highlighted is Anav Mikol Adam. He was the most humble of everyone, of every person. And that humility is what helps a person to gain knowledge and to merit the understanding of the Torah. So this is one of the reasons why the ark, where the Torah is kept, is given in half measures and not in full measures, to indicate that humility. Vetzipita oto zahav tahor mibayit umichutz tetzapenu. So you make this Aron, this ark was made of wood, but it was covered with gold on the inside and on the outside. And here again, our Chachamim are doresh that Tamid Chacham yetocho kebaro. His inside should be like his outside, not echad bapeh ve'echad balev. To be truthful in terms of whatever is on the outside is also what's on the inside, meaning you have an attitude of friendship towards someone on the outside, you should feel that way on the inside. That friendship should be also something that you sense and feel inside of you. And that's also in learning Torah, that's an important aspect, that the inside and the outside should be the same. Then in the description of the ark, it says that you make 4 rings on the Aron, on the ark, and 2 on each side, right? And then there is badim. There's these staves, these stakes that were inside those rings. לשאת את הארון בהם, to carry it with it. וטבעות הארון יהיו עבדים לא יסורו ממנו. That these stakes that are inside the rings to carry the aron should always be there, they should never be removed. And from there, Chachamim again understand that they should always be there, ready to be moved, because no matter where a community or a person lives, wherever there is a Jew, in any place where he is, he should always be ready to carry the Torah with him, because the Torah is something that stays with us, wherever we are. So the Torah always goes with that, so these staffs are always attached to it, ready to be carried to wherever we go. And Hachamim also explained that the Badim, these sticks that carry the Aron, are the supporters of Torah. It should always be together. We have the people who sit down and learn Torah, whether it's in Kolelim or in Batei Midrash, and we have people that support them so that they're able to dedicate their full days to learning Torah. So that's the Badim, those that carry. But on that subject, the Leviim used to carry the Aron Kodesh. But Hachamim say, Aron noset nosav. When they carried the Aron on their shoulders, their feet lifted off the ground. So even though the Aron that contained the tablets that were made of sapphire, very heavy, and you would think as soon as they put these stakes on their shoulders that they would go deeper into the sand, into the ground. It was the exact opposite. They lifted off the ground because the Aron noset nosav. The Aron carries those who carry it, and it's an indication and a hint that when we do something for the Torah carries us. We think that we do something for it, but the Torah, through us carrying the Torah helps to sustain and to actually carry us figuratively, and it's not on our account. I've seen many times people who decided to dedicate more time to learning Torah, let's say after Shachrit, before they go to work, that they gain from that incredible beracha. They didn't lose out in terms of their work. They actually gain more beracha because of dedicating to the Torah, or dedicating to mitzvot. It's not on their account. Hashem, through the Torah being carried on their shoulders, actually helps to carry them and bring them blessings. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.